Hello everyone, my name is Bryce Pempe from Group 7. In this presentation, I want to walk you through a simple Java program that simulates a mini banking system. So we begin by importing the scanner class from Java's utility library. This allows us to read input from the user, such as names, amount, or other keyboard entries. Next, we define the main class called mini bank system. This class acts as a container for all the parts of our banking application. Inside the main class, we define a nested static class named account. This class is responsible for holding individual customer information, such as their name and the balance. So we declare two variables inside the account class name, which stores the customer's name as text, and balance, which is a decimal number representing how much money they have. To initialize these values, the class includes a constructor. This constructor assigns the values passed to it when creating a new account. The this keyword is used to differentiate between the class variables and the parameters provided. In summary, this code set up the basic structure for a banking system where user information can be stored and accessed efficiently. It lays the foundation for further features like deposit, withdrawals, and balance checks. Thank you.
Good evening, sir. My name is Collins and I'm presenting for Group 7. I'll be continuing from where my colleagues ended earlier, and I'll be taking from code line 15 to code line 33. And I'll be summarizing from line 15 to line 18 actually. So the summarization of line 15 to 18 is that the user inputs an amount of money, and then on line 15 you have void deposit double amount. It means that the void over there means the code will return 0. The deposit is the method that is being declared, and then double is the data type in which the amount will be saved into. The next block of code, that is line 16, is the if statement, and it says that if the amount the customer entered is less than 0, it will output deposit must be positive. That is for line 17. And then on line 20 you have balance plus or equal to a plus and equal to amount. It means that the balance earlier must be added to the recent amount the user just entered. Moving to line 21, it says that the deposited amount must be rounded to 2 decimal places, as in regular currencies. Every currency has only 2 decimal places. So line 21 is only making sure that the balance added to the amount will be displayed in a number that is rounded up to 2 decimal places. So moving to code line 24. Moving to code line 24. The void over there also means that it will return 0. Withdraw over there is the method that is being declared. Then the double is once again the data type in which the amount which is the variable will be stored as. And then the comment one usage means over there means that it's a one-time run code. Line 25. It's saying that the amount in which the user entered should not, line 25 says that if the amount the user entered is less than 0, once again, which would output withdrawal must be positive. Else, if the amount the user entered is greater than the balance from the previous block of code, it would output back to the user that insufficient balance, withdrawal block. Else, continuing from line 29, if the balance is equal to the amount, then the withdrawal would also be rounded up to 2 decimal places, just like all regular currencies. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Samuel Edem, and I'll be taking us through this part of the code. I am presenting from Group 7. I'm a member of Group 7, and I'll be presenting. Now with this, we're going to be talking about the void check balance. Now this void check balance is a method It's actually a method used to display current account holder's name and also balance. Now with the system dot out dot printf, with that one, it actually shows the balance. It shows the balance, so you can see that there is even a percentage over here, which has two decimal places as well. So with that one, for example, if the account holder is Alice, you're going to write um, account holder, then Alice, then the current balance would actually be 800.00 with the decimals. Now when we come down to the boolean, now the boolean transfer um, also we're going to talk about it. It's a transfer method which is actually going to be used to send money from the current account to another account. What am I saying is with that one, the receiver, the account receiver is actually going to is a person you want to send the money to. Since he's the person you want to send the money to, the double amount. You also have the double amount over there. And this is how much you want to send the money to the person. Now the boolean actually means to it's a method that will return true, successful, or false. That is if it is failed or not. Now we come down to the if amount, if open bracket amount less than or equal to 0, then a curly bracket, then the system dot out dot print transfer amount must be positive. Now I'm going to explain that one to you. So with this, it actually checks the transfer amount, which is 0 or negative, and it shows the transfer must be positive also. Now the transfer must be positive. So if it is yes, the transfer must be positive. But if it is no, it must be negative or it must fail. So yes, this checks the. Now we're moving to if amount is greater than this dot balance or system dot out dot print insufficient balance. Now with this one, it actually checks the amount you want to send if it's more bigger than your balance. So with that one, if it's actually bigger than your balance, it will show an insufficient balance, or it won't even let you transfer could be blocked at it, and it returns to a transfer failed. So with that one, we are moving to the next code, which is actually the this balance equals amount semicolon. With that one, if the transfer is allowed, the amount is subtracted, and then if the amount is subtracted from the balance, it actually adds to the receiver's balance. So you could see that the system dot out of printf now it shows a success message which shows how much was sent and who received it as well. So also shows the new balance. So it shows how much was sent and who received it, and then the new balance to it as well. And then when you come, and then this actually when you return it, it turns to the actual amount, the new balance. That means it was actually successful, and then it was able to run as well. So if I'm running this, clearly see that it says that to transfer to other user. So let me explain that part again, sir. When you actually send it, when you actually type system.out.print and then you put in transfer, it will show how much was sent and it will show how much was actually received, and then the new balance attached to it. Thank you very much. My name is Samuel Adam Kusipashi, and I'm a member of Group 7. Thank you. Hello, sir. My name is Lawson Phillips, presenting from Group 7. So, taking the public staff void. The public staff void starts the execution of the program. It shows where the location on which the program is being executed. Okay, so talking about this, you have to create two users. So, creating users, first account, the account user, new, that's the party, has a balance of 1000 cities. The second account user, that's Lawson, also has a balance of 500 cities. So, the scanner shows it prepares to read input from the keyboard. So the inputs are the account users, that's the one and the two. The account users are the one and two, that's the Kwachi and the Lawson, which incurs the Kwachi has a balance of 1000 cities and Lawson has a balance of 500 cities. You see? So the account user creates first account, that's the party, and the account user 2 creates the second user, that's the what? The Lawson. So the account current user, that's the user 1. Account current user, that's the user 1. It creates the first user with the initial balance, and the account user 2, that's the new account, that's the Lawson, creates the second user. So taking the account, you see that the system out print select user, that's 1 for patch, 2 for what? So the integer will be like choice scanner dot. So if choice is equal to 1, the current user is equal to user 1. Else if the choice is equal to 2, the current user is going to be what? User 2. So when we run it this way, this is how it's going to be. You see, it's showing this is how it's going to be. Right now we know the current user for Kwachi, and we know the current user for Lawson. So the current user for, if you are to go into details of the current user of Kwachi, you select one, then enter. So it's going to show you how Kwachi's account is. Either you check the balance, then you are checking the balance, you check the balance of, when you choose an option, you check the balance of Kwachi. Yes, and you also when you are also doing same, you press to check the balance of Lawson. Thank you, sir.
Hello, I'm Daniela from Boy, and I'm representing from Group 7, and I'm representing on the group. So we start from the int option. An int is an integer. That means every numbers will be in a whole number, and then with the options are given, which is print out to be check balance, deposit, withdraw, transfer to other users, then switch users, exist. Then the enter the numbers, the label of the numbers, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0. Then the do is a do while loop, is a condition where the code run once because the conditions are true. So yeah, for me to demonstrate how it works, I have to run for you to see with this here. That's what I to print out for the loop. There are only rounds one, so print out. I choose option one. I choose option one, which will give me the options that I want. Then I will choose the option that I want to do. If I want to deposit, I will choose one, which will tell me the original, which will tell me the balance of purchase. Then if I want to check, then if I want to deposit, I press option two for me to know the amount I want to deposit into my account. Let's say I want to deposit 2,000. I deposit it to purchase account. Then they will give me an option now. It tells me I've deposited 2,000, which will make the money in my account 3,000. So with these options, you can choose any of the options given. Thank you.
Okay, so my name is Kelvin Kwache. So I am here to take you through the switch options. So when you talk about the switch let the program pick the number you chose. So you can see from here with my cursor, if I choose one, it will check the balance. If I choose two, it will check the deposit. If I choose three, it will be the withdrawal. So the options here simply go for the numbers indicating the checking of balance, then deposit, 3 for withdrawal, 4 for transferring to another user, then 5 for switching users, and 0 to exit. So let me continue with the code. So the next line we have case 1, and case 1 simply means if you choose option 1, if you choose option 1, which means check of balance, there's a current user. So this code is going to check for the current user. Right now we have 2 current users, which are Lawson and Kwachi. So this current user make we know the person who is using the account right now, and it will check for the balance. So if you come to the next line, we have break. The break stop the code. So if you press 1, then you check for the balance. After everything, then the break here will end the program. So let's move to case 2. So case 2 simply means if you press deposit, which is 2, this is what it will come. So 2 simply means system out print enter deposit, which means we are about to add an amount of money to the money you have in your current account. So this, if you come down, there's a double deposit. So the double means it involved with decimal numbers. So the deposit amount, if you enter the deposit amount, is going to be installed or is going to be stored in the deposit amount, and the current user will go to, if you are using Kwachi or Lawson, so it will involve with the current user. So let me go down. Then the current user, the deposit. So this is where the action really takes place. Without this code, the deposit into bracket deposit amount, whatever you are removing from your, or whatever you are adding to your account, will be computed here. This code, the current user dot deposit into bracket deposit amount, and it will follow by the break, which means it has end the code. The break end the code as I explained earlier. So let's come to case 3. So case 3, system outprint enter withdrawal amount. So from what we are seeing here, it means we are about to remove some of the money from our account. So there's a code here: withdraw, double withdrawal amount, and a current dot withdraw into bracket withdraw amount. So at this place, the money we are going to remove will be deducted from our current balance, which is this, the current user. So the withdrawal into bracket withdrawal amount will be stored here. So this is where the code is actually going to work. The withdraw into bracket withdraw amount. After that, we will come to the next one, which is the break, which will end the code there. So let's go on. So right now we are case 4. So case 4 simply means if you press option 4 on the pop-up menu, there is amount to be transferred to the cout. The system print is enter amount to transfer to another user. So in this case, you can see that we have account target user equal to current user equal to user 1 question mark user 2. This simply means that if you are using Kwache, it means you are transferring an amount of money to Lawson, and if you are using Lawson, you are transferring amount of money to Lawson. The first explanation of the code: the account target user current user equal to user 1, then question mark user 2 column user 1. So if you come down there, it is simply system outprint, whatever you are going to see if you run the code. After everything, I'm going to write the code for you to see how it's being displayed. So you can see from here. So the target user simply means just add the name. If you are sending to Lawson, just type Lawson or Kwache. This is the code who's going to compute whatever you do there. So we will come to the next line, which is double transfer amount equal to scanner next double. So the amount which we are going to send will be stored in the transfer amount. It's already an integer, so it's going to be stored in the transfer amount. So you can see from here the current user, then the transfer to target user. So maybe you are transferring 500 Ghana cedis to Lawson. It will be computed over here. This is where it's going to be computed. So let's move to case 5. So case 5, let me scroll down a bit. So case 5, current user equal to user 1. Let me see the case 5. We are switching. So case 5, we are just switching between the users. If you are using Lawson, then you are switching into Kwache. Then if you are using Kwache, then you are switching into Lawson. So case 0. So case 0 simply means if you press 0, it means you are done running whatever you are doing on the code. You are done doing whatever you are doing in the code. So there's a printout which is thank you for using Group 7 Bank. Thank you for using Group 7 Bank. And there is default, which means if you press anything which is not written in the code, like above 20, you press 20, 30, it's not going to work. That's why we simply brought system outprint invalid options. So try again. So at this point, my code has ended. Let me try and run it. You see how it's being done.